Okay, so now let's move on to filters. So till now what we have seen, we have applied the input, then we had a transformer, then we had rectification. Okay, and we at the output of which we were getting a curve like this. For full wave rectifier we can have a curve like this. So you can see it has very large ripples. Okay, the amplitude is very high. Now this is not what we want to feed our load with. Okay, we want to feed our load with a constant DC supply, so we are not there yet. Okay, we want to provide this signal to the load, our load, but what we have provided till now, this signal to the load. So what we will have is filters which will smooth the ripples. So it will take this signal, the output of the rectifier, and it will make something like this. So you can see it has very less ripples, the amplitudes has been smaller. Okay, if you will go on like this in the signal, you will have very less ripples, which is good, which is what we want. Okay, which is helpful for making this signal DC. Okay, so that will be our concern, and filters will be added between the load and the rectifier, so that the rectifier rectifier output will be the input of filter, which is this guy, and the output of the filter will look like something like this, which we will feed with RL. Okay, so that is the main focus, that is the main role of filters. And we will see different types of filter like inductor, capacitor, or mixed filters. Mixed means it will be mixed with the resistance, capacitance, inductance. Okay, so that kind of different filters we will see. I just wanted to put the role of filters, what it will do, and where it will be placed. So you can see we have seen this part, and the road, this guy we have not seen, which we will be seeing now. Okay, so better be thorough with this rectifier, because I will be using these signals. Okay, okay, so let's look at our first circuit, which is capacitor filter. Okay, I am using it with half wave rectifier. You are already familiar with this circuit. Okay, so 220 transformer with 26 is to 1, that is the turn ratio. 220 volt RMS you are applying at 50 hertz. So the equation will look like for this guy is 220 under root 2 sine omega t, where omega is 2 pi f, f is 50. Now it will step down to 12 volts. Okay, so 12 sine omega t, you know the calculation. Now this signal will be applied to the rectifier, which is our single diode. Okay, so now I have placed a shunt capacitor between the diode and load. Okay, so this is acting as a filter for me. Just one capacitor I have applied, and we will see how it will make a change. Okay, and we notice the output across the load. Now the circuit, how it will behave, I have given in these two diagram. So when the diode will be on, this is the circuit you will see. So transformer will be as it is, it will behave as a short circuit diode, and the capacitor will charge, okay, to the maximum value of the input, which is 12 volt. And when the diode is off, this will behave as open circuit, so there won't be any influence of the input signal to the circuit. So now the capacitor is charged, so it will start discharging in the case when the diode will be off, and resistor will make the capacitor discharge. Okay, it will suck energy out of the capacitor, the resistance. Okay, it will dissipate energy from the capacitor, and that will reduce the voltage. It was charged to 12 volts. Okay, but it will reduce now to some extent, not fully. It will just reduce, the charges will reduce, it will not go to 0, and it will depend upon the value of RL into C. RL into C, that is the time constant. Okay, time constant is a way, it's a numeric value which tells you how fast or how slow the capacitor will discharge. Okay, if tau is very high, means it will take time to discharge, too much time, and if tau is very less means it will discharge very fast. Okay, that is what it means, and it depends upon both load as well as the value of capacitor. Okay, so this is how it will function. So first, in positive half cycle the capacitor will charge, and in negative half cycle capacitor will discharge. Simple. And this is how the waveform will look like. Now the black curve is the output of the diode. Here you are getting, okay, output of diode, which is half wave rectified signal, okay, of the input signal, which was sinusoidal. So this is what you are getting at the output of diode. Now what the capacitor will do, capacitor is charging for the first half, you can see till here when it is reaching the maximum value, and when the capacitor is charged to Vm and this input signal will go down. Okay, I have not made it properly, I will make it properly. Okay, so it should look like this. This should come above. Okay, above. So from above it is coming and below it is like, okay. So this blue curve is what? Capacitor curve. It is capacitor's curve, blue curve. Okay, it will go and charge till Vm. Now the blue curve is above the black curve, so it means the diode input here, it is at Vm, because the capacitor is charged to Vm, and resistor will not have any effect because AC signal is it will pass, capacitor will pass all the AC signal. Okay, so that's why resistor will not have any effect. Now the capacitor is charged, and if the input voltage goes below the Vm value, okay, input signal will look like this. It will have, say, negative half cycle as well, so it will try to reach to negative half cycle this voltage here, okay, which will be now less than the capacitor voltage. Okay, and that's the reason capacitor will hold, say, its value and diode will become off. Okay, because the input is less and capacitor value is the charge to Vm. Okay, and this voltage will become less than this, then it will become off, and this is the scenario you will get. So capacitor starts discharging. Okay, and the value will be Vm e to the power minus t divided by RHC. This is the RC circuit. So discharging equation. Okay, this is how it will discharge. As soon as again input will come here again for next half cycle, and it will reach above this value, above this capacitor value the input will reach, and then again this diode will be on, and same phenomena will take place. It will charge to maximum value Vm, then again discharge in the next half cycle, and then charge, discharge. Okay, so I hope you got the feel of the circuit. So blue curve tells you the output which load is getting. Okay, thus the blue curve is what load is getting, and the black curve is telling you the diode output. Okay, now this is the maximum value here for the black curve, and for the blue curve, if you will see, this is the amplitude. Okay, which is also called as ripple voltage, this small, and we will calculate the value of ripple voltage. Just I want to give you the picture of how the capacitor filter will work. So we are using in half wave rectifier. So this was it, and this is the time period of the input signal. This will be the time period of the diode signal as well, and this will be the time period for capacitor output as well. If you will see from the here to here, it is same as what you can have. It is just shifted. So time period of input signal, time of input signal is equal to 1 by frequency of this ripple, what I call f naught. Okay, so it is similar to input frequency as only, or you write it as T in is equal to 1 by f in, which is 50 hertz. Okay, so that is how the circuit will work, and it will go on. It is not like it will stop, it will go on. But the main point is, you can see the ripple was this much bigger before capacitor, but after capacitor it became this much. Okay, very very small, which is our attempt to make DC voltage out of AC. Okay, so that is how it will work. Okay, so let's look at an important approximation during this capacitor filter curves. So I've made 4 curves. Here you can see there is one condition, RL into C, that is time constant is very very less than the input time period, or you can say diode output's time period, both are same. Here also RLC is equal to T, RLC is greater than T, RLC is very very greater than T. Okay, the blue curves are same. Okay, it is the rectifier output, and the black curves are the output given by the capacitor. Okay, capacitor output. So you can see the difference. When you will have the time constant of capacitor very very less than time period of the signal, the capacitor will discharge before the time period. Okay, you can see that before the time period it will discharge. Next is when RLC is equal to T, so the capacitor will discharge at time period of the input signal only. Okay, at the same time it will discharge to 0. Okay, this is discharge to 0 before T time period of the input signal or diode's output signal. Here if you will see, it is better. It is in these two cases the signal, the capacitor is not able to follow the input signal. Okay, you can see that the diode signal, we want a signal which will be constant, not it should decay to 0. Now here if you will see, this is the circuit for RLC is greater than T. So if you will see, it will charge, capacitor will charge and discharge, but it will not discharge before T or at time T. So it will lose some charge, that's it, that's what will happen. This much voltage, the voltage difference, it will lose. Then the diode will become on, and again it will charge, capacitor will charge from this point to maximum value, then again it discharges to the same value of next cycle, then again charges. Okay, in fourth you see RLC is very very greater than T, then what will happen, it will charge to maximum value capacitor, but it will lose very less value of voltage. Okay, you can see the amplitude here is very less, here it is very high. Okay, high amplitude difference means it will provide high ripple only. Here the voltage difference between maximum and this point is very low, so that is why this is the preferred case. This approximation we will be using, because the capacitor will lose very less charge, and in that fashion if we will see, there will be very less ripples, and which is what we want to convert AC into DC. So it will charge, discharge, then charge, then discharge, charge. Okay, there will be small ripples. Okay, that is the difference between these two cases. These two cases are anyway not preferred, because they are not able to track the input, they are not able to provide a DC line, at least not in the verge of providing DC line. They are decaying to 0, but these guys are not decaying to this 0, and out of these two we are preferring this case because the ripple is less. Okay, so we'll be using this approximation now. Okay, so let's look at the capacitor equation, which is Vm e to the power minus T divided by RLC. That is the capacitor equation for discharging. Okay, so Vc is equal to Vm 1 minus T divided by RL into C. If RLC is very very greater than small t, then this approximation you can do for e to the power x. Okay, So Vc is equal to Vm minus Vmt divided by RLC. Okay, I've multiplied inside Vm. Now at small t is equal to capital T, this will have Vc will be Vm minus Vmt divided by RLC. T is replaced, small t is replaced by capital T. That is we are talking here. So this is the capacitor voltage, this is charges to maximum value, this is the maximum value, and it discharged to a value which is Vmt divided by RL into C. Okay, so this you can say is the ripple voltage, this is the maximum voltage. Capacitor voltage, how much it is subtracting from the maximum value, how much it is subtracting from the maximum value is the ripple voltage. This is the ripple voltage, Vmt divided by RLC, Vmt divided by RLC. This is the ripple voltage. Now the approximation, instead of small t, it will be capital T. RLC should be very greater than T. So this approximation, how it is working, you can see that we are able to get the exact value of the ripple voltage. How much a quantity has been subtracted from the maximum value, that gives the ripple voltage, and this is the amount which has been subtracted from the maximum value. That much voltage has been lost by the capacitor. That is what you can think of. Okay, now in this expression, if RL and C, the product of these two, if it will be very high, then ripple voltage will be very less. Okay, so which is what we want. So the value of capacitor you can increase, or the load you can increase. RL value increasing RL value means your load is heavy rather than a light load. Okay, means it consumes a lot of current because the resistance value is very high for the load. So this is one thing, one point I wanted to mention, where T is the time period of the input signal, Vm is the maximum value, RL is the load, C is the capacitor value. Okay, mostly you will be designing capacitor value, how much capacitor value you should be having, so that it should allow some certain value of ripple. Okay, that's how the designing process will be when capacitor filter will be designed.